What day is it today? What time is it today? It is Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Oh, it's 4. Okay. So not it's not midnight like I usually stream at. Hello friends. No one's here. No one's joining. Cool. Now there's 3 people here. I'm working on fursuit stuff. Because I know that's what you guys like seeing, rather than me, I don't know, rant about stuff. This is not technically my last commission. It's my last commission on my queue currently. I thought you exited the fandom. I did. Doesn't mean I'm not going to finish my fursuit commissions. That would be bad business and very illegal. How horrible would that be? Alright guys, I'm leaving the fandom. All my customers, too bad. You're losing all your money. Like, what? That would be horrible. But technically this isn't my last fursuit commission because someone is commissioning me this week, and they, you know, I made an exception for them because they said that they said they were going to pay most of it up front, and they paid a little bit before I closed up shop, because I did open 3 slots before I closed up shop, just as a little last hurrah, and only one person claimed a slot, and so that's what that next commission is. This is one that's long overdue. I feel really bad. I'm a horrible person for taking so long on this head. As a little I'm sorry present for this commissioner, I made them a tail, and I'm probably going to also make them paws. Even though I gave them an option of tail or a paws, I'm probably going to make them both. I'm in, oh, it's so soft. Oh, it's so soft. This fur is so nice. But I love these colors. Can we talk about that? Like, they're so nice together. I would have commissioned you, but I'm extremely poor. I don't care. I hate, literally, that's my least favorite comment to ever get on anything ever is, hey guys, I have this thing for sale, or I have these kinds of commissions open. People are like, I would, but I have no money. It's like, cool, neither do I. That's why I have these commissions open. You don't need to tell me that you don't have money. You don't have to comment at all. I genuinely couldn't care less. I'm waiting for glue to dry right now. That's why I'm just kind of sitting here. But I'm going to carve the eyebrows, and then I'm going to add ears and then tape him up. I'm excited. I'm going to give him, he's going to have a pickable nose. I can go this way, but I think I'm only going to do it this way because this duder, which I sold him because I didn't want to finish him, this duder, I attempted doing the nose this way, and I hate it. It's like, there's like a, it's just like a bunch of loose fabric up in there, and I don't like it. I love the way the base on this head looked, but everything else about it just turned out bad. So, yep, I sold it. So, I could have money for my con next weekend, as well as, just have money. Because I am unemployed. This one should be drying by now. Yeah. How's everyone doing? It's been a hot minute since I streamed, I think. I can't remember the last time I streamed. I streamed on Instagram the other day. It reminded me how much my Instagram audience sucks. You're doing commissions now? I've done commissions for the past 3 years, honey. This isn't something new. I thought you were tired. Oh my god. I did. But just because I closed up shop and left the fandom doesn't mean I'm going to not do the commissions I already had. That would be horrible. That would be horrible, horrible business. Okay, bye guys. I'm not a furry anymore, and I'm closing up my fursuit business, but anyone who's still on my queue, sorry, you don't get your product and you don't get your money back. What? What kind of business do you think I'm running? I use a different method on this foam base, and I really like it. It makes everything nice and hollow and breathable. on your other streams you said you only did pre-mades. I've never said that. I've had a commission queue for the past year. But I haven't had a clear queue since like 2016, I think. So I said once I finish my queue, and once I you know, since I've left the fan, once I finish my queue, once I finish all my commissions, I'm probably gonna make pre-mades to get rid of all of this. But who knows? I'm probably just gonna sell a lot of my fur. I've already sold some of my fur. Yeah, no, I haven't made a pre-made in a while. This was gonna be a pre-made, this thing that I just showed, but like I said, I don't like the way it looks, so I lost motivation to do it. What is that? Oh. I apologize if you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm carving the foam over the garbage so I don't make an entire mess. Because that's, like, probably the thing I hate most about fursuit making is the mess. Oh, wait. So, something that happened yesterday, which I thought was really, like, funny, and, like, just so strange. Because my glue gun drips, as most glue guns do, when it's just sitting there idling. And so an ant was walking by my desk, and I guess my glue gun dripped on it, because I looked over and there's an ant encased in hot glue on my desk now. I think it's pretty cool. I kind of want to, here, I'll peel it up so y'all can see. Oh, there's so much glue. Here, let me peel it what's around it. Get better grip. Alright, come here. Not a mosquito and amber, but an ant and hot glue, yeah. You see him? Here's the back of him. A little black dot in there. And now he's in the garbage. I just thought that was funny. Someone, when I posted that on my story on Instagram, someone said the fursuit maker's amber. I want the stick. Okay. I'm really excited to finish this suit. And then I have one more suit after that, which it's a really cool design, and it's gonna be a partial, so I'm excited for that. I love making tails. Fun fact about me, I really like making tails. Because they're easy and they're fun and it's like mindless. So this suit isn't on a balaclava yet because I'm waiting for a new thread pin right now, because I got my sewing machine, which you can just barely see it behind me there. I got my sewing machine out of storage since I'm going to be making clothes now, and the thread pin was missing, unfortunately. God, I forgot how much green foam sucks. It does not carve well. Uh-oh. Alright, that's fine. Green foam does not smooth out well at all, and it makes me so angry. Here's one eyebrow. See, you can look how lumpy it is. It's nasty. What are people saying at me? I'm getting some stuff to fix the knife I made last night. Cool. Have you ever tried watermelon crush the soda? Nope. I don't drink soda anymore because I have rotting teeth. Literally, after going to the dentist and getting my teeth cleaned, like, first off, it's the first time I went to the dentist since 7th grade. I'm 20 years old. And, she was like, oh yeah, you have 5 rotting teeth. And I was like, oh, lit, cool, I love it. But afterwards, my teeth are so sensitive because they're not, like, covered in 5 years of nasty. And just the thought of putting soda in my mouth with the sugar, the cold, and the bubbles, like, eating at my teeth, ugh, it makes me, like, cringe. Because it's so painful when it does hit that, like, nerve. It's the worst feeling ever. Because I can't just, like, you know, when cold hits your sensitive teeth, you know, you can just, like, put your tongue on it, to, you know, make it warm or whatever, kind of like when you get like a brain freeze, you put your thumb on the roof of your mouth or whatever, or you can just put your tongue there. You do that with cold hit, but when sweet hits the nerve, you can't do anything about it. It just hurts, and it's the worst feeling ever. Brush your teeth, kids, and go to the dentist like probably every 6 months. Don't not go for 5 years. Like I did. It's really bad. Also, according to the dentist, I should have gotten my wisdom teeth out probably 3 years ago. But I didn't. See, the thing is, only like 1.5 of them, one's rotting, and then another one's roots are like all messed up. The other 2 are fine, but there's no point in taking 2 out and leaving the other 2 in, because it's like these 2, I think, or, you know, it's one or like that. I can't remember, but it's it's not just the top ones or just the bottom ones. It's like a weird mix. I need fake blood, but I don't know where to get some. Online or Party City. Party City sells like gallons, but they also sell little bottles. Or if you have a 24 or not 24-hour, year-round party store, or not party store, Halloween store near you, they have it as well. I have one near me, and I went there looking for a cloak, a temporary one for Tokiyami, and cause for my con next weekend, and the dude in there, first off, it was a ghost town in there. Like, the parking lot was a ghost town too. But I was like, oh, where are cloaks? And he goes, oh, over here. I don't think the dude knows what a cloak is, because he showed me like he showed me capes, and then he showed me like Grim Reaper outfits, which is not a cloak. That's like I guess you could call it a cloak, but a cloak is something like a kind of like a cape, but instead of just going over your shoulders, it goes around your whole body. And it could have a hood, but who knows? Okay, let's part this one. Ah, my shoulder. Ugh. Ow. Oh God. Fursuit making hurts. Right. Oh, now I have a tension headache. Cool. Again, I apologize that y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I don't want to make a mess. There's like a little tiny mess around the garbage can already that's making me anxious, because I cleaned my room for once. Literally, and it was so dumb that what prompted me, because I was like, first off, the reason I wasn't doing fursuit work is because my room was such a mess, and it made me anxious anytime, like, I tried to, like, I wanted to, like, do fursuit stuff, because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna make an even bigger mess, and it's just gonna pile on top, and it's, like, gonna be so hard to clean up, and I, like, would freak out. But also I was on TikTok, and there was a mom who made a TikTok and was like, how about all you TikTokers and YouTubers make a clean your room challenge, so when my kids see it, they'll want to do it too. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I was like, it worked, because I saw other people doing it, like cleaning their room, and I did it, and I not only did I clean my room, but I cleaned my room, except my closet. My closet's kind of a mess because I don't have anywhere to put my clothes, and I just brought a bunch of clothes in from storage, and so now I have even less room for my clothes. So there's just kind of a weird, ambiguous pile of clothes over there. But yeah, I organized my. I had a shelf back there that was a mess. I'm sure y'all had seen it before. This, excuse you. This shelf here, it was just like filled with a bunch of random God knows what, and like large clumps of dust. And so I cleaned it up and put all my guys on there. So I have like half the shelf is all Steven Universe stuff and like all of my rocks. And then there's a little section in the middle with my Naruto stuff. So it has my hat, my Toby mask, and then all my little figurines. And then there's my one small little Bakugo. I also redid my fur shelves. They're also, although they're kind of messed up already because I had to pull some fur out to take pictures of it, and I put my purple on the bottom for whatever reason. I don't think I anticipated on making this jacket yet, but for anyone who watches BNJ, if you don't follow me on any other social media, I made, why are the sleeves inside out? This is so inconvenient for a reveal. Oh, there we go. I made an overhaul jacket. And I love it. Like, at first the fur was just kind of like laid down and like you could lift up the edges. But then I sewed down the edges and I stuffed it. And it's the best thing ever. When you zip it up, it's like all the fun of a fluffy fursuit collar without the heat of the rest of the fursuit. And I live for it. Let me zip it up. And this jacket is actually why I ended up getting all my clothes and the sewing machine out of storage, because I wanted this jacket so I could make my overhaul cosplay. I love it so much. It's so great. But I wanted this jacket so I could make, you know, I could add the fur and make my overhaul cosplay. But I didn't want my sewing machine so I could sew things. But while we were there, I had this giant bin of clothes, and half of my clothes that I absolutely love were in there. And I was so upset. I was like, so this is where all these went. I thought these got thrown away. Nope. They were just sitting in storage for over a year. Almost 2 years. Although now I'm fairly sure that I grew out of them, which is upsetting. Because I've probably gained like a good 30 pounds since the last time I saw them. Which is upsetting. But although I do buy my clothes big, so chances are they'll still fit. Anyway, I saw someone ask what I was making. I'm working on Fursuit stuff. Look at the thumbnail. Yep. I used it. Oh, the nose looks so crooked. Is that actually that crooked? No, I think it's just the nostrils. No, the nose is kind of crooked. Whatever. Ugh. I don't want to do anything about that right now. I'm doing other stuff. What are people saying? So this person's head is bigger than, because I only have these small foam heads, and the person's head is bigger than the foam heads, and because I don't have an Ed head. I should get an Ed head at some point, although I'm not making fursuits anymore, so like, I don't need one. Although if I ever make, I do, I don't know, they're expensive, so who, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the person's head is bigger than these little tiny foam heads, and it's so hard to work on it because there's just like a lot of, you know, it's loose, you know. Stream since 2019 started? I'm sure I have. I uploaded a video, and okay, fun fact, I uploaded a video, and it got demonetized, probably because of the use of meat sack in the title, but, like, I don't want to change the title because I like that title. But because it got demonetized, I didn't promote it anywhere because, if I'm not making money off of it, I don't really care. It's on my channel. You can go watch it. But if I'm not making money off of it, then I don't care. Plus, it was a boring video. It wasn't really that good. It was more gender talk as well, which I know that some people don't like. They seem pretty even. Alright, let's put it on. See how this looks. There's pins everywhere. Also, this person's head is bigger than mine. So, although I have a pretty small head, I have discovered from my years of fursuit making, my head is 21.5 inches. And most people, from what I've noticed, is 22 to 23 inches. But also, I like my heads tight, so I usually make mine 21.5 inches or 22 inches, like my personal heads. But if I make a pre-made, or if I make a, someone else's suit, well, if I make someone else's suit, usually it's the same thing. But if I make a pre-made, I usually make it 23 or 24 inches, just so it can fit a wide range of people. Is there more pins in here? No. Oh, those are some good eyebrows. It has a bigger blind spot than my usual heads, and I don't like that. Usually my blind spots in my heads are only like a hand, but this one is about this big. Wait. It's big. Are they even? I can't tell because I can't just look straight forward at them. Yeah, they're pretty much even. And this I need to fix. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get another bloody nose. I got a bloody nose in Michael's today, and that was horrific. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it coming. That's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. This dude's ready to tape. I think. Ooh, this one's a little bit bigger. Oops, that was a chunk. Yeah, that's fine. Whoops, that was also a chunk. Everything's fine. Sure. Alright, oh my god, I can feel it. I can feel it. I don't want to blow my nose and start it, but I can feel it coming. I got 4 bloody noses yesterday. 4 of them. In the span of like 6 hours. Ugh. It's the worst feeling ever. And I hate bloody noses so much. But yeah, I was in Michael's today, and I got a bloody nose. And it sucked. Because I was like, well, what do I do with this? How am I supposed to deal with it? I just like went like this, and then tipped my head back and swallowed it all. Oh, did I just provoke it? Oh no. I don't want it to start. Anyway. Go back in me. Yeah, so I guess I'll tape this up now. Yeah. I'll use this tape first because it's more empty. Do I need my hot glue? I'll keep it plugged in just in case. I don't think I need it right now, but I apologize, you can't see anything, but I'm trying to get the duct tape started. Uh-oh. There we go. So what I do is I tape over the center line, because I only tape half the head. I tape over the center line, and then I'll draw a center line later. And, yep, and it just, make sure I have a straight line down the center of the head. Please don't do that to me, duct tape. Oh, it did it. Okay. Cool. So, right, well, we can move this whole thing here. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. Oh. I apologize if I'm being quiet. I'm like focusing. Laser focus. What are people saying? When I tape, I cover the area with a plastic bag, then put masking tape over it. Why would you cover it with a plastic bag? You can just tape right up the foam. And masking tape doesn't stick to itself, so it sucks. You have a question? What's your question? Well, ask it again, because I'm not scrolling up. Sorry, if I'm squinting my eyes while looking at the screen, it's because I can't see that far. Oh. I think I need more black fleece. I don't remember seeing any when I was folding all my stuff up. Which is going to be a pain. Because I have to go to the store then. Again. I've gone to the store every day this week. It sucks. I hate going out. My therapist says it's good for me, but I don't like it. Hello, fellow furry. I'm not a furry. Are you open tea? What? That's not... Do commissions. No, I don't do commissions anymore. Either way, you're probably a child, so absolutely not. I'm shaping a head, and I'd really appreciate tips on shaping the cheeks. I don't know what to do with the back of the head, do you know? Okay, with the cheeks... Oh, God, I'm stuck to duct tape. With the cheeks, I do 3 pieces. I do one cheek shape. That's this whole thing. And it's a full block when I do it. It's a 1/2 inch foam. And then, because I do this with... Here, let me put this down somewhere. No, because I'm using that as a demonstration. Right there. So I cut out a piece of paper that's this shape, this whole shape here. It's actually square originally. And then I'll trace that onto foam twice, so I have it for both sides. And then I'll take that same piece of paper. I don't probably have the paper anymore. And then I'll cut this part off of the paper and then trace this bit. So you get the smiley. And then I'll cut another piece from that. I'll cut another piece from that paper and then get this one for just like that little extra little thing. And that's it. And then you just chop away. And to carve, like, you know, the edges, you cut off the edges first and then hold your scissors like at an angle and just, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It's really easy. And in terms of wearing the head, the cheeks should sit past just right behind your ears. So like when I marked where you can't see it really, but you can kind of see the little Sharpie line there. So I put the head on and then I marked where I wanted the cheeks to sit. Actually, these ones go way far back. But it sits like here on my head. My ear is here. So it sits about 2 inches past my ear. And it sits below my jawline. I hate when heads, like Amae, for instance, her, she ends probably here and she sits like this. So she's super loose and she doesn't sit on my face well. You want your face to be inside the face completely. You don't want the face to sit on your face. That's why it's good to put the cheeks behind your ears. Because it hugs your whole head. It inhibits your hearing a little bit, but of course it will. You have foam and a bunch of fur on top of your ears. So yeah, it doesn't like make you deaf, but it makes everything a little bit muffled. No, that's where the teeth will go. Yeah. What? I think it's funny when kids say they're like 18 when everyone knows they're 10. Okay. Where do you get fur from? Online or in stores? Joann's has good fur sometimes. I got these two furs. You can't see the one on top, but it's like a really nice curly black and gray. That's for Phlegm, and then the rest of Phlegm's fur, which is that green color. Got that from Joann's. I don't know why people like hate on Joann's fur so much sometimes, because they have really nice fur sometimes. Granted, not all the time, and not every location has good selections, but they do have nice fur sometimes. Like Devereaux, that pink sheep, that Enner Salad has, that's Joann's fur, and it's really nice fur. I've used it before. It's what an old suit of mine had on it. I used it for a mane. What is your favorite head you've made? Zed. It's 4-eared one. He he was like black and white with neon colors. He's my favorite one I've ever made. If I ever see him go up for sale again, I'm gonna snatch him up. He was a good boy. He fit a little bit weird, because I did a stuffed mane for the first time, so I didn't really know how to do it. Yeah, he was good. I loved his pickable nose. He was so clean too. I did a full set of teeth. Oh, it was so good. I actually wasn't planning on selling him at first, and then someone offered me $750 for the head, and I was like, sold. At the time, my head prices were $300, so you can see why I'd sell that. And then I raised my prices to $600 for a head because I was definitely underselling myself, and then I stopped getting commissions. Unless I did discounted commissions. But even then, if I did like one discounted commission slot, and I got 2 people, and then, or 3 people actually. And then, anytime I did discounted commissions after that, I stopped getting commissions. So, I just kind of stopped fursuit making. Because I really like working on personal projects. It gives me, like, I have so much more, Tokiyami is like the best example of like personal projects giving me motivation. I made this head in a week, 19 hours total about, and because I had so much motivation. I actually, fun fact, stay tuned for once I finish these commissions. I'm gonna be making a new Tokiyami head because I'm not happy with how this one is. I hate the fleece on the beak because it looks fuzzy and it's gross. So I'm gonna buy a foam beak from DVC and use that. Because I really don't like the look of the fleece. And I don't know how to work with vinyl, and I don't trust myself working with vinyl. So, because otherwise I'd just do it with vinyl. Although I'm excited because someone commissioned me for a bird base, for like a bird foam base, and I'm excited for that. Because I had a lot of fun making Tokiyami's head, and I'd love to make another bird. Another thing I plan on making that, see, once I finish my commissions and stuff, I'm gonna, whatever suits I haven't commissioned, I'm either going to commission bases and then make them myself, or just make them myself, or, you know, resin bases or whatever, for the rest of my characters. Like, so Sona-wise, the suits I have, so I have Amai, Kikui, and Bruno already, so that's 3 down. I have 7 Sonas. Lily is being made, Damien's being made, so the last 2 is Phlegm and Karas. So Phlegm, I plan on commissioning my friend for a foam base for him, and then for Karasu, I'm gonna get a DVC base for him, and he's gonna have a clacky beak, because that's exciting. And they're actually quite cheap. The DVC Corvid bases, they're like only $130, I think, which is quite cheap for a resin base, I think, at least. And actually, I do want to get a skull suit again. I want to get a Skull Lily again. So that might happen again, but that's like distant future. The thing is with Phlegm, I don't know how much his base would cost, but I'm guessing $80 to $100, maybe $120, because it's usually how much bases cost. And I have all of this fur already, so there's no like, you know, money really to be spent there. But with Lily, I'd have to buy all of her fur. What's the hardest part when making a fursuit? Probably gluing the fur down once the face is completely sewn, because one wrong move and you get a whole piece of fur stuck in glue. If you were watching any of the streams, or if you, oh no, my present mic glasses, if you even go back and watch the stream where I glued his face down, or where I glued his spikes down, actually was the worst one. I kept getting the fur in the hot glue, and it sucked. Luckily, I was able to get it all out, and so it doesn't, you know, there's absolutely no remnants of that. But, yeah, you're a cutie. But I'm going to remake this head because he's too small. I made him on very limited resources, foam-wise especially. So he's very small. So he fits me, but his beak, like, stays, like, when I put him on, his beak is, like, really open, and I don't like that. Also, I hate the way his beak looks, but we touched on that. And also, from the front, I don't like how, like, his eyes look. Also, I hate the back spike. I wanted him to... Huh. But I wanted him to have multiple spikes in the back, but I didn't have enough foam. Also, he has holes in this eye, because this eye, for some reason, doesn't fit the eye socket. But that's the least of the problems. When I remake him, I fully want him to have, like, an articulated jaw, like, as if he were a resin base, but not. So what I think I'm going to do is, like, what Beast Cub does and make the jaw a separate part, rather than, like, this, where the jaw is glued on. I think I'm going to make, like, what I'll probably do is make the jaw a separate part and then attach it with elastic. I've seen that work with moving jaws. I used to be able to do moving jaws really well in heads. You okay? You look like you heard a ghost. Oh, yeah, it sounds like something had fallen in my bathroom, but I don't think it was in my bathroom. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I used to be really good at making moving jaws and heads, and I don't remember how I used to do it. Oh my god, my face is so itchy now. But whatever. Like, if you go, oh no, that's since been deleted. But when Lily V, I don't know, before her current iteration, where she had, like, when she had, like, the hollow horns and, like, the hollow teeth and, like, the yellow and red, and when she still looked like that, when I made her head, she had a perfect moving jaw, and it was, like, really good because it stayed semi-closed, like, it stayed, like, in terms of, like, it wasn't open like this, it stayed closed like this. Oh, I wonder if this dude has a moving jaw. Let's find out in a second. But it stayed closed like this, so, you know, once I had her teeth in, it would have looked mostly closed. And then, you know, whenever I opened my mouth, it'd be a perfect moving jaw. Does this have a moving jaw? I don't think it does. I think I made this one have a moving jaw. Oh yeah, it does. But it's not sensitive like Lily's was. Like, when I would talk, the jaw would move perfectly. This one is more like, you have to, like, for it to move. God, this head fits weird. I don't like this head in general. He's just, I tried new methods on him, and they did not work out. Because he was supposed to have a smile, like, you know, up to here. It was going to be all teeth, and so I tried different things. It just did not work in my favor. You're a young fur. Congratulations. I don't care. You're only 14 and you started your own fursuits. Congratulations. I was 15 when I started. Most people start young because people start in the fandom when they're young, and then they usually leave once they're my age to mid-20s. Fun fact. That's the verdict I've usually seen. Or they'll be in the they'll leave completely, or they'll do what I do, which is, like, they're still a furry. They still have their fursuits and stuff, and they might go to cons, but they don't, like, associate with the fandom. They don't really post it online anymore. Like, I rarely post fursuits anymore. Stuff like that. I'll still go to fur cons. I really want to go to, there's one in Irvine, I think it's Irvine, which is SoCal, which is, because it's like the new Califer, but Califer is no more. I can't remember what it's called, but I really want to go to it, but there's I don't know anyone that I can stay with, and I made a post about it, and no one, like, inquired about it. So if I do end up going to that, I'll probably just go for a day, like how I'm doing with Anime Impulse next weekend, or I guess this weekend. because like I don't live close enough that I could go all 3 days. How do you attach your foam together? Hot glue. You just glue it together. You have to have a high temp hot glue gun. This is the one I have. The label has since been, because the label's stuck on with a adhesive, so of course it's gonna fall off of a hot glue gun. I have this one. It has high temp and low temp. I never use the low temp, but it's there. And then let me just get 2 random pieces of foam and show you how to glue foam together. Because here, actually, let's use two of these. Sure. Well, let's just here, 2 pieces of foam. You take your hot glue gun. You put a bunch of glue on 1 piece of foam. The white foam glue is the best, just fun fact. You put tons of hot glue on 1 piece of foam and stick it down to your other piece of foam. You squish it together. I'm pressing it down on the table. And really the best way to get foam to glue is to pin it. So I'm gonna put pins. Put pins in the foam. God, I hate the way this foam smells when you put hot glue on it. It's so gross. Let's try to reel it in the game for fursuit making. I'm doing with my friend who actually makes suits more often. Congratulations. There. I pinned it all around. We're gonna leave that there. And I'll come back in a little bit. I'll show you that it's glued. Obviously, I know that foam glues because this is all glued together. I also sew foam a lot. I sew 1/2-inch foam. Well, I use a new method for this muzzle, kind of like how I did. Where is he? Where? Oh, I threw him. Like how I did Tokiyami's beak. It's completely hollow, so you get amazing ventilation. And yeah, I sew 1/2-inch foam together because it doesn't glue well, and then I sew it together and then I hot glue on top of it to secure the stitches. And yep, looks pretty good. I'm going to TFF in March. I'm not sure if you go to cons, but will you be there? Absolutely not. I don't do commissions. TFF is in Texas. I'm in California, and that costs money, and I don't have any friends, so out-of-state cons are out of the question. I knew this would happen. I knew that as soon as I would close up shop that people would be interested, and it makes me angry. Because it's like, well, where were you for the past year? And plus, most of the people who inquire still are children, so it's like, no. It's like, how do you even have PayPal? That's illegal. Can't have a PayPal unless you're 18. Sorry if I'm annoying. I don't think you are. If you keep saying stuff, I can't see it. I can't see that far, so I can't see who says what. I just read what people say. Sorry about that. If I seem annoying, stop saying that you're annoying. Everyone, you're not. I'm just irritated that people keep asking about commissions when I'm closed down. I made a whole video about it. Fake fans. I'm joking, but like, still, I made a whole video about it. So like, you know. Oh no! My duct tape did the thing. I split down the middle. I've never understood the point of duct tape. So normally I just see fur where I need it. Duct tape gets the form of the foam so it fits it perfectly. If you just put fur on it willy-nilly, it will not fit properly. Just like how when you make clothing, you have a pattern. If you don't use that pattern, your clothes will come out all funky. When you tape this, when I cut the fur out, it'll be exactly this shape. So for instance, this head, I duct taped it, so when I did put the fur on, it's exactly the shape of the head, so it's not loose in any spots. And also so I can get details like the snarly lines. That's why you duct tape. If you don't duct tape, it'll look messy and it won't look good. I had feet paws that someone made me, and they didn't duct tape them, they just put fur on. However, is it hard to remove the duct tape? No, it's duct tape. I had a friend who made me feet paws, and she didn't pattern them. She just put fur on, and she didn't shave them. And so when I shaved them myself, the toes were all over the place. Like, there was so much loose fur, and it was just like what? Like, it was so messy, and it wasn't good, because that's what happens. So duct tape your bases. It's how you get your fursuits looking good. So also when you shave it, there's not like weird wrinkles and stuff, because it should. And also don't use seam allowance on heads. There's no reason to. You also don't need to machine sew faces. Like I said, there's no reason to. If you hand sew it, everything will fit properly. Yeah. Here we'll probably go here, huh? Yeah. Oh, I can't see it. I don't know if that was a comment or a message or a duet. Oh, okay. That was a comment. Nanda. Why would someone send me their live? I don't understand. I'm doing stuff. I'm live myself. Okay, don't send me. Alright, sorry. Love you here, thank you. It's actually getting nasty because my roots are growing in, so the blonde looks gross. You have to make 7 fursuits, that sucks. I don't know why you put a load on yourself like that. Just having a queue of 5 made me nervous. By the way, whenever you're looking to commission a maker, always look at their queue, if possible. Like if they have a Trello or something, or if they keep it like on their website, always look at their queue, because there's a lot of fursuit makers that like overload themselves, and then they'll like make bad rushed products. Or they will take like 3 years just to make, you know, like a partial or something. So if you're commissioning someone, always look at their queue if you can. It gives you all sorts of insight. Also, contact previous customers, because if someone else had a, you know, negative experience, then take note of it. I'm running out of duct tape on this roll, because I know that like One For All recently was exposed, and I'm sure they've been exposed before, but like they took like 10 years on some people's fursuit commissions, and that's crazy. That's too much. Like I think it's too much to take like a year on a full suit, fine. A year on a head, horrible. I did that and I felt so bad, and so I upgraded the person to a full partial, because I was like, I'm a horrible person. That's why I feel bad. This head, they commissioned me back in like, I don't know, April or May of last year, probably May, I think. And I feel bad for taking so long, so I'm upgrading them to a partial, a mini partial, but still. Like I made them tail, and I'm gonna make them paws, because I had like no excuse. Like if I had finished my previous commission, which I finished back in October, and then gotten to work straight on their head, it wouldn't have been a problem, because I had my queue. However, what I did instead was I finished my previous commission, and then I made Tokiyami's head, and then I made this head, and then I sat around for 3 months. So it's not okay. Yeah, that's why I'm making them other parts, because I feel bad. There's no reason for it to have taken that long. They've been so patient and so lovely, and I appreciate that so much. They haven't like pushed me at all. They've like checked in like every 2 months to ask about whips and stuff, and I've updated them. Of course, I'm not gonna, you know, lie about whips or anything. That's horrible. But yeah, they've been so lovely, and I appreciate that so much. Bless all of my commissioners that have been nice to me. They're the real MVPs. I've had commissions because I took a month on their head, or or didn't make their head in a month, I should say. Like a little while ago, I had someone in my queue, and it was for a pre-made that I sold before making it. Like I was like, hey, does anyone want to buy it? And it was a partial. It was a mid partial, so it was just head, hands, and tail. And I had 3 people ahead of them in my queue, and I let them know that, and they commissioned me in December, and I was like, hey, it's gonna take a couple months because I have 3 people ahead of you, and I make suits in order in which they were paid. Unless they pay a rush fee, then they get like a rocketed head. And at the time, I only had 2 people in my queue, and then before the person sent the second payment, someone paid me in full for a commission. So I had a 3rd person, and then once they paid, they were 4th in my queue. So 3 months pass, and I get like 2 commissions done, and so there's 1 person ahead of them still, and the mom starts bombarding me, hey, 3 months have passed, how come we haven't gotten our product? And because I had told them, they're like, oh, how long will it take? I said about 3 months once I start. Once I start, that's the key word. It'll take 3 months, about like once I start. So from start time to finish time, probably around 3 months. 3 months passed from the first payment. They paid me the second payment 2 months later from the first payment, and they're like, the mom starts messaging me being like, ooh, where's our product? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't think you understood. you only paid, I only start once I get full payment, plus I have a queue, plus it takes about 3 months from when I start. So y'all are probably about 5 months off. And the mom goes ballistic, like wanting her money back, wanting this, wanting that. And I was like, hey, dude, sorry, I don't offer refunds for what you're asking for. Because she wanted the product and a refund. And I was like, nope, you get one or the other. You can't get both. That's not how this works, because I'm losing money in that case. I can keep your money and you get the unfinished product with all the supplies to finish it, or you get your money back. This daughter, and she kept saying, but my daughter's sick, she has depression, she's in the hospital. I was like, cool, same, bro, I don't care. Your daughter's problems are not my problems. Just because your daughter's sick in the hospital doesn't mean I'm obligated to do anything, you know. Oh, down with this roll. And she kept trying to guilt me and all this, and this and that, and then I was just like, hey, I'm sending your product to you, I don't care. And the box had gotten damaged in the mail because USPS sucks. And they're like, this came damaged, you ruined our product before we got it. And I just never responded, because I was like, okay, whatever. You know, you're an angry mother, I don't care. And that's when I changed my policy to not let minors commission me anymore. I have made one exception, and that is only because I knew the person already. Do you have a double jointed thumb? Do I? I don't think so. What made you say that? How do you tell if you have a double jointed thumb? I mean, technically, yeah, all thumbs are double jointed. There's 2 joints. What? A double jointed thumb. Oh, I taped this all up. Oh no, I didn't. But yeah, I've accepted one minor since that policy change. And I had contact with their mom, and their mom was really sweet, and I had contact with the commissioner, obviously, and I knew them already. I had known them for a couple of years, and that's the only reason that I accepted their commission. Plus, they had all the money up front, and yeah, they were a wonderful, wonderful commissioner, and I loved making their head. It was so fun. It was that purple, or gray and purple alien cat I did with the 4 ears. That was a really fun one. This duct tape is thinner. It's the same brand. What's the difference? This is advanced strength, and this one's basic strength. Why don't I have advanced strength duct tape? Huh. Okay. I think that one was left over from when I did a duct tape dummy a while ago, because I use advanced strength for duct tape dummies, because they don't rip easily, at least. Usually when oh no, I don't. How do I make fursuits? I've forgotten how I make fursuits. No, I fur the face first and then I do the mouth. Yeah, because yeah, that makes sense, I think. I don't know. Every time I make a fursuit, I do something different, because I genuinely don't know how to make fursuits. Like, I do. It's like a, you know, driving. It's like a reflex thing. Like, I know the basics to it. Oh, it's the cord. I thought there was a bug on my leg. Like, I know the basics to it, like, you know, put foam together and then tape it up and put some fur on it, obviously. But every time I make a fursuit, every single time, I do something different. And, I don't, ouch, and I don't know why that is. Oh, let's see how, this is glued. Ouch, I poked myself. Watch it just pop off. Do you have a sort of fursuit evolution? It's on my business Instagram. It's in the link of the description of every one of my videos. I.popper.creations. That was my business name. Oh, there's one more. And look at that. It's glued. It's not gonna come off unless and if I rip it, it ripped the foam up instead of ripping, like it ripped both this piece and this piece, because that's what glue does. Anyway, I've made there's a couple fursuits omitted from that, from all the fursuits I've made. I think there's 2 omitted, because One of them I never finished. I never include unfinished fursuits. One was basically finished, but it wasn't. I sold it before I finished the head, and so I omitted that because even though it is my work, I'm not the one who finished it, so I'm not going to take full credit for it. Which is actually weird to say because when I posted on my who I didn't make the base for. Obviously, I credited the maker for the base, but I guess maybe I should post these guys, but I don't care enough anymore because I'm not trying to reel in business. And then there's one skull suit that I have omitted from that list as well because it was a super ugly design. It was so ugly, and I'm just not proud of how it turned out. So yeah. But in total, I think I've made like 20-something fursuits. Like I think this one is my 26th, I think. Let's count. There it is. Okay, let's see. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This will be my 24th head. So I was 2 off. And out of those 20, what did I say? 24? Yeah, out of those 24 suits I've made, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them were, no, 11 of them were skulls. So just about half of the suits I've made have been skull suits. And one of those suits out of that 24, I didn't make the base. Oh wait, I have 26. No, 20. I said 24. 20. So 25. I made an angel dragon suit that I gave away for free. That it was ugly. God, it was horrible. Oh wait, 26. I was right, 26 because I made another one that I tore apart because it looked horrible. So I have made 26 suits. Yeah, because it was Kala. I made a suit for her, which was, I was going to make Lily a twin suit, but, oh, I'm done. Oh, no, I'm not. But that didn't end up working out. And then, I made that angel dragon. Yeah, I've made 26 suits in the span of, from October of 2015 to now. The first most of them were skull suits because they were easier to make, and it wasn't actually, fun fact, it wasn't until November of 2017 that I made my first suit, like finished suit with a foam base that I made, and that was Scooter. And I was so proud of him. I thought he looked so good, but looking back on him, I'm like, wow, he's ugly. But then looking at my most recent commission, he looks great. Like, I'm so proud of my most recent commission. Ajax, he's such a good boy. I made glasses for it. I made glasses for a fursuit, and I thought they turned out so cute, and they fit the head without magnets, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah. Okay, now he's all taped up. Now we pattern. Wow, he looks good. He looks really good. Ow, I just poked myself in the eye with the eyebrow. I love his smile. Look at his sweet smile. Oh, he's got the sweetest smile. God, I can't wait to fur that smile. He's gonna look so precious. He's got such a sweet smile, and it works from both the front and the side, and I love it. Fursuit smiles are like Fursuit smiles can make or break a suit, because if a smile looks good from the front but not the side, it looks creepy from the side, because there's a lot of suits, like I used to have one. If you look back in my videos, I unboxed a suit called Haze, and she looked so cute from the front. Her little smile looked adorable from the front, but from the side it just kind of went straight back with no like little, I don't know, and that was something I hated a lot. Anyway, let's, okay, I only have Trello on my iPad, which is what I'm streaming on currently. What are people saying? I'm sorry. Any good tips for wanting to make your own fursuit? Absolutely none. I don't know how to make fursuits myself. Like I said before, I do something different every time. Which fursuit was the hardest to do? Probably the one that was hardest to do, just because of the struggles that happened throughout making it, was Rave, because he started out as a refurb. He's that green bat that I made. It was a commission, which is also one that it took over a year to make, and so I upgraded him from a head to a full partial. But and I'm not happy with how he looks now, but it's just improvement. That's just how it works. Whoa. But what was I saying that distracted me? Oh yeah, Rave. So he started out as a refurb, and so I refurbed the head, or I tore the fur off the foam, and I was like, yeah, I can salvage this. And then I let it sit in a box, and then I looked back in it, and I was like, that's not salvageable. It was so torn up, I would have had to basically just make a whole new foam base. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna remake the head. So I had a base lying around that I was going to use for a dragon pre-made, and it was a dragon head, and I bought it from, I think they're called Golden Maw Studios now. They were called something before, but I think they're called Golden Maw now. They make some really cool suits, and so I bought the base from them, and it was a really cool base, and so I transformed it into a bat, and I furred the face with Minky, and then the green and everything, and I did the ears. He was all done, and I glued his eyes in, and I was doing some touch-ups on his eyes with black paint, because he had black scleras with purple irises, and I had black right here. And like I said, he had a white face, and so I'm here painting. Whoop, 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 whoop. Smear. So he gets a black smear all over his face, and I was like, okay. So I'm like, okay, it's just acrylic paint. It's not waterproof. The other way. It's washable. It's fine. I can get this out easily. Turns out that where is it? Here it is. Turns out that pink Sharpies and colored Sharpies in general bleed. So not only did I have the white face covered in black paint, but now pink was bleeding into it. And so because I used the pink to trace out the patterns, so I could, cut them out, because when you use black on white, and then show it together, you can see the black Sharpie. So I used the pink. And I actually think I used a light pink rather than the neon. Anyway, and so, wow, I got really Canadian, I'm sorry. So I was like, oh no, now he's bleeding. Now this pink Sharpie's bleeding. And so I'm like scrubbing him, I'm like using alcohol, I'm using soap, I'm using everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let him dry and come back to it. And I come back and his face is crusty, and I'm like, why is his face crusty now? From the paint. And I was like, oh. So I sit there, and I actually started crying, and I was like, okay, I pull myself together. Another 2 days pass, and then I go to my commissioner, I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I got paint, and the head was almost done. This was the worst part, that literally the head would have been done. I just had to line it, and that was it. I was so angry, and I was like, I went to the commissioner, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry, I ruined the face with paint. And he was like, oh, it's completely fine, dude, like, don't worry, like, I can fix it. And I was like, no, I cannot send this to you. You've waited too long to get this bad of a product. I was like, I'm gonna make you a new head. He was like, no, you don't have to do that. I was like, I'm making you a new head, and I'm making it a partial. I'm gonna make you sleeves and wings and paws and feet and a tail. And he was like, no, you don't have to do that. I was like, I'm doing it, and so I did it, and Rave was so happy. I sent him a bunch of candy and badges too, and it like that was definitely the hardest suit to make because it like everywhere that it could have gone wrong, it did. Luckily though, I could salvage because I was out of green fur. That was the other like scary part. I could salvage all the fur from the previous head. It's just I couldn't salvage the white stuff, but everything else was salvageable, and I made the second head, or technically the third head, at that point, to fit the fur, and he turned out really cute. His eyebrows are a little bit janky, and he was actually the first suit with fall in the eyes that I did as well. And yep, that was the worst one. That's like the worst struggle I've ever gone through with making a head. I 10 out of 10 would not recommend that. Also, that's the first suit that I used that paw pattern on, and look how cute those paws are. V cute. Okay, now I have to pattern this head. Oh, I need to crack my neck, but I'm also scared I'm gonna break my neck, you know? What are people saying to me? What is this character's design? I need the... Where'd my Sharpie go? I was just using it, was I not? Oh. That's a habit from when I worked at PetSmart. Fun fact. Okay. So he's got some eyebrows and he's got some yeller cheeks. Fun. Let's come here. Yeah. Yep. And that's really it. Okay. So now let's pattern this. I'm going to do one of these just because that's the shape of the... Oh, what color would it be though? Oh, I think I'll do it gray. No, I'll do it... Huh. I'll do it gray. Forgot to mark out the white and black as well. I just marked out the yellow. Pretty much cut off here. Yeah. Brows are teal. I think that's everything patterned, right? Yes. Okay, now we cut it all off, and oh, I don't have paper towels anymore. You know what? I want to cut the fur out tonight so I don't lose anything, so I think I'm just going to stick it to the side of my desk, and then, you know, any whale. What do people say to me? How much will you do today? Oof, I feel like I screw up the sentence. I'm gonna, my aim is to, cut out all the fur and hopefully start sewing on it. I probably won't sew on stream. I'll probably, cut out all the, what am I trying to say? I'll probably cut off all the duct tape from the base, and then, end the stream there, because I cut fur on the floor, and that'd be boring, because you wouldn't be able to see me. Hold on. Someone says they want to smooch Tuffy on me, so. I'm gonna send them a picture of me smooching him, to be like, I'll do it for you. Ew, I'm gross. Ew, I look ugly. Come back, son. Oh! Ah! My Lightning McQueen glasses fell. You can't see it. There we go. How much are your heads sold for? If it's a pre-made, then usually around $600 to $750 for just a head. My aim is to get this head done by the end of the month, because, like I said, I've taken too long, and I want it to get done ASAP. But luckily, their paws are super easy too. They're just black paws with yellow paw pads, with no claws, and so I can make them some paws super easy. And with my pattern that I have, my new pattern, it's a really easy pattern. So I could get that done, you know, in a night too. But paws are also really tedious to make, because it's just a lot of pieces, you know. Okay, let's start cutting these out. And also, when patterning, always number your pieces as well. It makes it so much easier, because, like, if you're dumb like me, you'll forget, like, where things go, especially if you have pieces that are, like, similar shapes. Yeah, if you number them, you can avoid that, you know, potential mess up. Because I've sewn things on upside down before. I've sewn on things, you know, backwards. I've sewn on things in the wrong places, and it's just not fun to fix, because you have to undo the sewing, and if you sew anything like me, then your stitching's really tight, and it's a pain to you know, undo. I gotta cut wefts. Wefts are probably the most annoying thing about patterning. IMO. Wefts are annoying. That should be good enough. Yeah, it'll lay flat enough. So usually what I do in this situation, but I don't have any more paper towels, is as I cut each thing out, I'd stick it on a paper towel. So, you know, it isn't sticky anymore. But I don't have that option right now. I used to do it with that big brown paper, you know? I used to do it with that. But not anymore. Okay, so this one's going to be 5, this one's going to be 6, and this one is going to be 7. God, I understand why this is called heavy duty now. Jeez. Or advanced strength, that's what it's called, not heavy duty. Jeez. Yeah, God. What's 5? What are people saying? What time is it for you? I don't know. Probably like 6. It's 5:42. Close enough. Okay, just a tip, don't use advanced strength duct tape for this. It's not a good idea. Was that 6? And then 7 is this one. need weft. Yeah. Okay, so this one will be 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, not a lot of pieces for this, and that's good. I hate having a ton of pieces. It's the worst thing ever. Okay, let's stick these together. And then go snip, snip, snip. Oh boy, this one's gonna require a lot of wefts. One there, one here, there. That should round it out. Yeah. That's all I need. Alright, so that was 9. And the last piece, 11. Okay, goes over there. Okay, I'm gonna end this video now so I can cut this fur out. So thank you for watching. Ow, my back. Ooh, ow, whoo! My shoulder. Anyway, thank you for, I don't know.